back. The time is now.
NUFC Undisputed.
With Chris the American Man and Derek the Mighty Win. NUFC Talk Radio, the voice of the Toon Army.
Good morning. Hello, everyone out there. Welcome to the show. Not good afternoon now. 12 p.m. in the UK, 6 in the morning in the US. Don't forget to smash the like button. Subscribe. The last day of the year, the last day of 2025. Don't forget you can super chat and help the channel out in this last month of last day of the month, last day of the year actually. If you want to make it more exciting. Don't forget you can super chat, you can become a member, you can gift memberships away, and you can do all of that stuff. Help the channel out, of course. Hit the bell, smash the likes, and do all the things. And of course, call us now and have your say. 0191-916-8864. We want to know your opinion. What do you think about the game last night? 3-1 to Newcastle United against Burnley. Helping Newcastle achieve nothing really, but gain 3 points. And are 10th in the Premier League now with 26 points. Behind Brentford, Everton, Sunderland, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Man City, and Arsenal. So there you go. Yesterday I didn't do my math right. Tony T pointed it out, and I didn't get to read his comment. But yeah, it wasn't 20. It wasn't. What was it? It wasn't 20 points, I think, behind Villa, but 13 points or so. So yeah, 30 points. So there you go. It's not that bad. It's not as bad as I don't know why Abu Essa was telling me that it was over 20 odd points though. That made me feel weird about it, to be honest. Maybe he was deceiving me.
Exactly.
Maybe he wanted me to be more on his 80 out now thing. But either way, still a lot of points. We shouldn't be behind Villa that far away anyway, but we are. So there you go. I do have a bone to pick with Tony T, though, so hopefully he calls us, and I do got a bone to pick with him. 0191-916-8864, folks. Call us now and have your say. We want to know from the happy clappers. We want to know from the bedwetters. We want to know from the critical thinking fans like myself. Well, there's only a few there, by the way. It's me, Jack. Who else? There's only a few. One or two, but it's all right. No problem. We'll be there. We'll be here. We'll be there. Someone new. I know you better. I know he better be good to you.
But no idea what that is.
Doesn't. I'll be there. Michael Jackson, man. Jackson 5. I'll be there. One of the greatest hits. Good morning, everyone. Fancy change doesn't want to hear me. But what do you make then after 24 hours of? There's a lot of going on social media. A lot of fans not understanding why people are upset. A lot of fans say, well, actually, one I read just like your usual takes about being ninth, I think, in the spending thing, and people believe that you're supposed to run over Burnley. It's tragic how some fans think. That guy said, I think that it's tragic to think that that we can't. They're not supposed to be how we played. That's tragic. And for some reason, we're supposed to be happy and overjoyous about a performance like that. You're happy about the points, but I mean, what confidence does anybody have that we can go and beat Crystal Palace playing like that? I don't know.
Every confidence.
How?
Just to put things into perspective, we put 3 goals past Burnley. Could have been a lot more. And the likes of Liverpool got 1, Man City got 2, Chelsea could only get 2, Villa could only get 2. West Ham got 3, but that was at Upton Park. So it's no mean feat. Was
but
I
it
happy
is,
with
though.
the was I happy with the performance? Was I?
But
No,
it's
I
not
wasn't.
anything new.
That's it, and that's right, and that's the worrying thing. Great result.
All
But
right then. So what's the issue?
Did it
If
raise
it's a-
did it raise more questions than answers? Because results is what it's about.
No, man.
Yes.
Why are people worried? If results are what matter, and then why are people worried about it? Why is this? Why is it not worrying that the same thing happens over and over and over and over?
Because
Do you honestly? Let me ask you. Do you honestly think that you can win something playing like that? Do you honestly think that we can beat Man City and win a Carabao Cup playing like that?
we've just beaten Man City.
I'm talking about playing like that.
What I'm saying is
we're just beating Man City.
we've just beat Man City. So yes, we can beat Man City.
No. That's not the question, though. That's not the question. Do you think we can beat Man City playing like that, like what we did, like we did against Burnley?
No, but I think we can beat Man City playing like we did against Man City, and that's part of the problem that we've got.
We play like that 1-2 times this year, man. So you can't blame fans for not thinking that we can't do it
And when do we play like that?
against everybody, not just against big teams.
Against
play
the
good
big
against big
teams.
teams.
That's when
No,
we
we
play
don't.
like that.
We did it against big teams. We played like that one time against Man City.
Against
That's the
Chelsea.
only thing you. No. Against Chelsea, get over yourself, man. That was the first half, and then the second half, same old Newcastle.
Chelsea was the best we played all season.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, because you let the lead out go just like you do any game this
Yeah.
season. You
Worldly in a
play
cup.
better. Well, you can say that you can argue about that every game. You can argue something like that happened every game, and then
Correct.
say and
Correct.
using
So every
that,
so every game is winnable.
and use it. Man, what kind of mindset is that, man? Come on, man.
It's not a come on, man. Negative mindset. That's what sort of mindset it is.
No, how can you not be negative this season? That's the point.
Because, as I've said a million times, as badly as we all agree we're playing, look where we are.
Nothing changes.
We're within
man.
4 points of Champions League. We're in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. We're in almost as good as in the knockout stages of the Champions League. And that's playing as badly as that.
But we are. Are we not?
We're not playing good.
Okay then.
And we're still getting results.
No, we're not, man. No, we're not getting results.
Well,
if we
yes,
were getting
we are.
results, if we were getting results, we wouldn't be where we are in the Premier League, man. Stop lying to yourself, man.
But the results we're getting have got us where we are in the Premier League. And as I say, that's playing badly. Wait till we start playing well.
When is that going to happen? Because I want to know, so I can stop. I can stop being, as you call it, negative. I call it just using my brain and watching what I'm seeing. That's as simple as that. Really.
We're all doing that.
I just call it. No, you're not. Because you keep on hoping. That's your life, hoping and hoping and hoping. But so tell me, when are we gonna play? Because you said Christmas period. Now you've changed, of course, as you usually do.
No, I haven't. I haven't changed it at all.
Yeah, you have.
No, I haven't.
You've changed. Yes,
No, I
you
haven't.
have. Yes, you have. You've changed.
I said after the Christmas fixtures, we've got to be within touch to the Champions League or within 4 points. That'll do for me, Doctor. That's what I said and have said consistently for months and months and months and months and months.
So
After the Man United game,
listen,
I thought that result meant that there was no chance of us being there. But the Premier League being what it is, we are there. Simple as.
So what do you base your hope on that we're gonna play good all of a sudden?
Well, it's going to help. It helps immediately, as again that I said from the start of the season. Once we got Wissa back in the team, 2 starts, 2 goals. That'll do for me, for Mr. Wissa. I think Eddie's got to find a pair and play both Voldemort and Wissa.
And what makes you, what again, let's talk about that particular point. What makes you think he's going to do that?
Well, the first thing he's got to have is his comfort blanket, which is to have another striker on the bench that he trusts, so that should anything happen to either one of them, he's got another striker to come on. That's one of the things, that he needs his comfort blanket. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, as our current position proves. We need to keep the 2 fullbacks fit. We need to reinforce the fullback position because of the injury to Trips and Shea. And so that needs addressing, and I'm sure it's being addressed as we speak. The midfield need to get their act together again. Tonali needs to find his quality, which has just dropped off a cliff in the last few games. But we all know what a player Tonali can be.
And what about Bruno? Can he use
and Bruno
play better as well? Okay.
Bruno needs to play better as well. But Bruno's playing better than Tonali's playing, and he's offering more to the team than Tonali's
No, he hasn't.
offering.
Ben,
of course he is, man.
That's the problem, that you're not consistent. That your opinion and your criticism to certain players is vast, and then when it comes to certain players, you baby them, you cater to them, like Bruno,
like yourself,
like Gordon. No, not at all.
Like Tonali, like Barnes, like Voldemort.
I criticize all of them. I criticize all of them. That's your problem. That you can't do that. Why would I criticize Voldemort? Why would I criticize Harry Barnes? Why would I criticize them? They're not my scapegoat. Like you want to scapegoat them when something goes wrong. Because again, when we play crap. Like yesterday, even Wissa doesn't do anything about it. Nothing. It's the same thing. Wissa in midfield. You don't want to bring that up. How come you don't want to bring that up? That Wissa was in midfield a lot of the times. Wissa was defending a lot of the time. Why don't you bring that up? But if it was Voltemata, you would say, whoa, what the heck? Not a proper center forward. Not this, not that. Look at him where he's at in the midfield. You would be whinging about it. But that's your bias. Yeah, that's just your narrative, your agenda that you want to put out. But I don't scapegoat certain players. I don't.
Just because you say what I say doesn't mean that's what I've actually said. That's the first thing. It never has done. You just say whatever you want.
No, you scapegoat Voltemata, saying he's not a proper center forward. And you want Wissa, who is a proper center forward. When yesterday, when we were playing draws, it was the same exact thing over and over again. And don't come at me with a Wissa goal again, because Voltemata scored more goals than him. And last time when we fed the striker,
he's played.
No. Well, listen. Let me finish. When Voltemata was fed the ball, he scored the last game twice against Chelsea. Against Man United, we forgot he was there. Against Burnley, he wasn't there, obviously. So what are you on about? If it's about scoring goals, Voltemata can score as many goals as Wissa. Because it's not a scoring problem that we have. It's the team as a whole. That's the problem.
The problem, as Eddie has in fact identified, is that we're not creating enough chances, and we are not finishing the chances when we do create them. And again, that was apparent yesterday. The number of sitters that we missed was ridiculous.
Yeah, well, we gotta talk about these sitters that you're talking about as well, because I mean. What you consider sitters is incredible. That Gordon,
what are you talking? 2 yards out, unmarked.
That Gordon thing wasn't a sitter. No, and I'm not saying because it's Gordon. That wasn't a sitter. Any proper striker would have made the goalkeeper work, no doubt about it. But it wasn't a sitter. A sitter is literally right in front of goal, and you can tap it in.
Well, okay,
that's a sitter.
Let's talk Murphy. Let's talk Wissa.
Murphy was one.
Wissa was one.
Which, by the way, if it was Voltemata, you'd be criticizing him because he's not a proper center forward. But because
I'm criticizing Wissa.
We just missed the sitter.
Except you have to, Wissa. Voltemata when he first came in, 5 shots, 5 goals. First half of the season. 5 shots, 5 goals. That's unsustainable. Strikers have to miss goals to score goals.
Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? If anybody that watches this channel day in and day out knows that that's been my argument every time the bias comes out about Voltemara not scoring, that he missed sitters. And now you're saying that about Wissa. Wow, incredible, man. Incredible.
The point I'm making is that Voltemara wasn't missing sitters. Because he wasn't in the positions to miss them.
No. You would bring that up about Voltemara as well, man. Fuck yeah, man. It's
Devin,
incredible.
Don't stop telling me what I would do, right?
No. You did it. You brought up a lot of times about Voltemara missing sitters, and also that he wasn't there.
I didn't, because he wasn't missing sitters.
Yes, you did, man. Yes, you did. And I told you, you want a striker to score every chance. That's not going to happen. I told you that before.
And again, that was your narrative, not mine.
No. No, you make, again, man, you're flip-flopping. You're like,
No.
Yeah, you are, because you got this agenda against Voltemara now.
I've got no agenda against Voltemara. I think Voltemara is a fantastic footballer.
Yeah, but he needs to be on the bench. Yeah, that's right.
No, he doesn't need to be on the bench at all.
If it's between Wissa and Voltemara starting at 9, who would you start?
Wissa.
Okay, then. So you want him on the bench. Plain and simple.
I want him on the pitch with Wissa.
If I have to choose between the two, it's clearly and obvious Voltemara, because he's the one that's been scoring goals left in it without even being provided. That's who, and Wissa can't do that. That's the problem.
So
that's
Wissa's
my point.
Just got 2 and 2, and Voltemara's the best striker.
Of course. Look at the goals they scored.
Okay, that's your
Look
opinion.
at the goals. Look at the goals that they scored.
If we are playing with one striker up front, Wissa's a better option for me.
Yeah, well, he clearly isn't. First of all, he needs to be available most times. But again, the main thing is they should be playing. They should be playing together. But you're never going to see
Correct.
That. And that's the problem. That you're never going to see that, and you don't want to. You said Eddie Howe out, and now you're changing your mind. But the fact is that he will not do that.
I
and
said
you
Eddie
keep
Howe
hoping.
out. If we weren't within striking distance of
You say Eddie Howe out, man. You say Eddie Howe out, and then you flip-flopped again. So don't try to sugarcoat it. Don't try to sugarcoat it. That's exactly what you did. That's exactly what you did.
No, I didn't.
And yeah, you did, actually. You did.
No,
Eddie Howe will not play 2 strikers together. So what do you think about that then? That he will not make that adjustment to save his life.
No, because as I've just explained, he needs his comfort blanket.
And do you think that's a good manager?
I think it's
you really think that's a good manager?
A prudent manager.
What prudent, man? Get out of here, man. We need points, man. We need points. Just like we did against Burnley, but we need points. No. We need points. Win. Don't you understand that playing like yesterday, it was a 2-1 win. We won that game in the first 10 minutes of the game. In the first 10 minutes. As we usually do, by the way.
And by the way, how did we win that game in the first 10 minutes if you're saying we won it in the first 10 minutes? Who was completely responsible for everything? Anthony Gordon. With the press, with the pressure, with a cross, with the assist, with a pre-assist. Anthony Gordon.
Harvey Barnes didn't have
absolutely.
Harvey Barnes had nothing to do with that. Harvey Barnes had nothing to do with with one or 2 goals. Okay, Barnes. But you don't bring up Harvey Barnes, do you? Yeah, I know
because
how it works.
he didn't create the opportunity. Anthony Gordon, with his press, created both goals.
Yeah,
we
already know how it works, man. Don't worry. The first 10 minutes, that's how we won the game. People counted 3-1, 3. Yeah, making it. Of course, you make it seem like we spanked Burnley, and they got a lucky goal. Give your head a shake, man. You really lie to yourself like that. It's that easy to lie to yourself like that.
No.
That last goal was absolutely dross.
Right.
Any proper team don't let that happen.
Do you want to go through everything?
Listen to me. The first look at the goals. The first 10 minutes, Joe Linton and Wissa's one thing I tell you about Wissa though, he is lucky as hell. He finds the ball right there, boom, tap in. Twice already. So that's lovely. He's good, lucky. So, you can't count on luck, but luck counts. the first instinctive what man, right into his feet. What are you going about, man?
No.
Anyway, first 10 minutes. First 10 minutes.
And the reaction to when it was saved,
First 10 minutes.
putting it back in. Instant strikers, fox in the box reaction.
What? Okay. Anyway, man. Anyway, the first 10 minutes. You honestly believe that if we were playing with a team that is not one of the worst teams in the Premier League, if not second worst, that we would have lost this game or possibly lost the lead in equalized the game? You don't think that? Like we did against any other proper team, by the way. But it took Burnley had us pinned, man.
It's hypothetical.
No. How is it hypothetical? The Burnley had us pinned. The second half, it was the same situation. They had us pinned against our goal. It was pathetic. And all of a sudden, you're supposed to be throwing parades over this game. How about we just agree that it's great 3 points, but don't get at fans, don't come at fans for
minutes
being negative.
55 to 71, Burnley created, you could argue, 5 good chances. Oh, no, that one's ours, sorry. They created 4. And then we had 2 on 77 and 78, 1 on 55. So big chances that I made a note of. Burnley scored 1 goal and had 5 other, well, 1 in the first half, so 5 other in total. Big chances. We scored 2 goals, 3 goals, and we had 5 big chances as well. We each had a goal line clearance. They hit the bar. We missed 2 sitters. They brought, by the way, a shout out for Nick Pope because he made 2 excellent saves that kept us in the game in that period between 55 and 71. So I'm kind of changing my mind about flip-flopping there, if you like, in terms of
it's not the first
who's the best. No, but when I flip-flop, I'll admit it, and I'm flip-flopping based on evidence.
The chat can determine that. And trust me, you don't want to look at it.
I'm not interested in the chat.
Of course, because you're only interested in listening to yourself.
No, because the chat are influenced by what you say.
Why? You think they're idiots? Are you saying the chat is a bunch of idiots that just listen to what I say and they do what I say? That's not nice. That's not nice at all. I think they got their own minds, their own brains.
You say now I'm a villain. Yeah, go on.
They got their own minds. They got their own brains.
Keep going.
But you're saying that I influenced them. I don't.
There's a
lot of them that hate me. So no, not at all. Not at all. It's just the proof is in the pudding. Man. The proof. You literally say Eddie Howe.
The problem is we've got
so
it's the easiest thing in the world is to point the finger at Eddie. We've got too many players who are not performing to their levels.
So the reason why Newcastle United once again play absolutely dross, and if it wasn't because we were playing Burnley, obviously we would have gave that game up just like we did any other time. Do you not think that that's Eddie Howe's fault then? It just happens that he's unlucky every game, that his players are idiots that make mistakes left and right.
I don't know what the problem is. As Gary came on the show last night and said, just explain it to me, because it's inexplicable. I do not believe for 1 second, not for 1 second, that Eddie Howe is saying to his players, when we get a lead, sit back. That can't be the case, otherwise we wouldn't have gone on and got the second goal. I can't believe that he's saying to the players, if we get a 2-goal lead, sit back and defend. It's a mentality thing with the players. And I can't explain it, no.
And so therefore, I'm trying to understand here because you're going around the bush.
It's difficult for you to understand things.
No. I'm trying to understand because you throw a lot. You just talk a lot to sound smart. But
I am smart.
Eddie Howe is yeah, okay. But you're Eddie Howe is the man in charge. So what are we going to do here?
Yeah, Eddie Howe is the man in charge, and will be until the match-going fans turn.
Of course, making it about the local fans. You use yourself. By the way, if it wasn't for fans all over the world being disappointed, it wouldn't be no heat that they're feeling. It wouldn't be it would be like nothing. So why do all of a sudden all of this all over the place on TV outlets and so on and so forth? Why when in the press conference, why is Eddie asked about the discontent from fans? Why is he being asked all that if it doesn't matter? Because match
I
call
don't
fans
know
are not doing it.
when's he been asked it?
Many
That's the
times.
problem. I haven't seen him being asked it.
No, being asked many times about the fans
Where?
not being happy
When?
about current. All over the place, man.
When? Show me. Show me where a reporter or an interviewer has turned around to Eddie Howe. What do you think about all the aggro going on in the social media? Show me one single
No,
clip of that.
But it ain't got nothing to do with social media, though, man. That's the
Well,
problem.
where else do the worldwide fans come into it?
Let me ask you: Do you understand that also Newcastle living folks are on social media? Do you know that, or do you think that they don't have internet access?
Of course not.
So what are you on about social media fans? Every fan is on social media.
What I'm
local
saying is
or
the
international.
only fans
So
the only
and by
fans
the way-
that will make a difference to PIF are the match going fans.
well,
If the match going fans right now had turned
first of all, that's not going to happen.
to the extent that social media generally has turned against Eddie. If the match going fans had that overriding feeling, they would show that feeling on the inside the park, and Eddie would no longer be here. There you go.
But that's not going to. Do you understand that that's not a thing that just happens? Okay, that's like Mike Ashley type thing, man. You know that you don't just go against the manager unless it's literally nothing at all possible to do. Like that's the last. The manager will be on life support at that time. So there are other things that would happen wrong anyway before that. You know, so it's you're waiting for something. If you're really waiting for that, then you realize Newcastle United are on life support at that point. More than likely fighting relegation. You realize that, right?
No.
Do you realize that Newcastle United would be probably having to fight relegation for 50,000 fans to turn? Because when I go to the game,
I realize right now, if we'd got beat off Burnley last night, on Sunday,
he probably would be
the
sacked.
crowd, at the first sign of incompetence, adversity, call it what you will, the crowd would have been shouting for Eddie to do something about it, and the pressure would be starting to mount. And if we got beat yesterday, and we were, for example, getting beat 1-0 halfway through the first half against Crystal Palace, and Eddie wasn't doing anything, making any changes, the crowd would have let him know. Trust me.
So now that let's do an exercise, because I like that. I like that what you just said, right? If it had that happened, if we had lost the game or even equalized, if they had tied the game,
And I would have been among them, by the way.
No, you wouldn't. Yeah, we already know you wouldn't. You would say that. You would have said that at the time, but then today you would have been saying something else. So again, let's do that. Let's continue that. Right? Let's continue that. You say the fans will be turning on them by the next home game against Crystal Palace. Perfect. So let's start using some.
Last night.
So we are live. We're supposed to have, bring some type of analysis into this whole situation, and use some critical thinking, and not just be fans that are throwing flags up, up and down.
And not just use words like "we are doing critical thinking." So we are right.
Yeah, right. So do some of that.
Right.
Do some of that.
Well, I'm doing critical thinking.
You're analyzing the game. Burnley could have easily done that. Burnley could have easily tied the game or won the game by the way they were playing. The way they had us pinned down. Again,
and we could easily have won 5-1.
No, we could. Not 5. That's the critical thing you're doing. That's literally the critical thing you're doing. We could have beat them 5-1.
Because all you're concentrating on is the negative that could happen, as opposed to the positive that could happen.
It was all negative. Again, Win, we play good until the 10th minute, man. Until the 10th minute. And then it was all Burnley. Then we had our opportunities here and there.
What's our scoreline say? 3-1.
Again. You know,
how's that negative?
No objective thought whatsoever. No objective thought. The fact of the matter is that it could have easily happened what you said. And according to you, Frank would have turned.
And what I'm saying is,
he probably would have been sacked.
If it had
I'm not calling for him to be sacked now, or I'm not calling for him to, anything to happen.
No, you weren't going to the end of the season.
Exactly. Nothing he can do. Nothing. Look at this. Even winning, nothing changes. It's the same thing. Nothing changed, by the way, Win. Nothing changed. The same subs, the same times, the same like for like. Nothing changed whatsoever. That is the point. That nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. That's our second. That's our second away win this whole year.
And despite that, we're still within 4 points of Champions League.
When don't you, man? Man.
Despite playing as badly as we've been playing, despite the poxy transfer window that was started off with due to the rat, despite the fact that we've been playing without our fullbacks, and when we got them both back and Wissa available, what it would do would beat Man City. When everything is going in our favour. When it's not,
really shouting,
we are struggling.
He's really shouting over one game that we played great this season. We played 2 great games this season, Man City and Everton. And you're choosing Man City. All right, that's fair enough. You're choosing Man
Liverpool
City.
and
that's
Everton.
the one. Liverpool. Liverpool with the same draws as always, man. Give up the lead all season like we have. That's not playing good, Win. That's not playing good. You're talking about Chelsea, we play good. No, we did the same thing. We gave up the game at the end, at the second half. That's not playing good.
Liverpool were 2-0 down with 10 men, not giving up a lead. We came back to 2-2 with 10 men.
Yeah, and what happened then?
And we went on to try to win it. We cheered 11 minutes extra time.
Yeah, well, that matters to you. The game management, that game, again. And listen, I'll give you that. That was the first game of the third game, I think. So look at the whole season, man. Look at the whole season.
And that was playing without a striker.
You keep on going about, oh my God, you keep on going. We had a striker against Barcelona. He didn't want to play him. Wait, don't you see what's happening, man? You really can't see it, can you?
No, I cannot see why you're whinging your tits off.
No, I'm not whinging. I'm arguing with you because you go at fans for not being happy, being too negative, being all this nonsense. How can you be happy about watching that?
I go at fans for being too negative. Are there things wrong? Of course there are things wrong. A blind man on a galloping horse can see that that's things wrong.
There you go.
Wrong.
So let me point that out there.
You don't need to point it out. I can see it. Everybody can see it.
You got to talk about it. When you talk about the game, you've got to talk about what happened. And what happened, it was more bad than good, other than the 3 points. No.
You can't say other than the 3 points.
But you can, because we don't need to beat Burnley. We don't need beating Burnley is in our back pockets already. We count that in. Don't you understand that? We count that in. It's not an achievement.
I'm going to be Desmond Tutu from now on.
It's not an achievement. It's not an achievement.
It is an achievement.
No,
It's 3
beating
points in the
Burnley is an
Premier League.
achievement.
Away from home.
Oh, they're the same draws all the time, man. The same draws all the time. A win in the Premier League, all of that BS, man. You're supposed to beat Burnley. Is that entitled? Yes, it is. You're supposed to beat Burnley. Newcastle United is supposed to beat Burnley.
Did we beat Burnley?
It's
yes,
supposed
we
to.
did beat Burnley.
So why is it an achievement? You did something you're supposed to. We don't need to beat Burnley. We need to get points. We need to get many points in the Premier League to make it a success. Everybody's talking about. You're talking about we're this much away from whatever you keep saying. You know, the Europe or Champions League or whatever. Do you understand that we're gonna have to, after Leeds and Palace, we're gonna have to face the big teams away in their stadiums? You think that's what my main question is? Why do you think we can achieve anything? Let me see.
For the big games.
This season, the only big game we
Powell,
turn up is Man City, man.
We got a dodgy VAR and a gift from Dubs. Well, that's one way of looking at it, Niall.
There you go. Well, I wouldn't go as far as VAR thing, but we play draws, man.
Because VAR's done us a load of favours this season, hasn't it? So let's not talk about the points that's cost us. Chelsea being one of them, for Gordon's penalty and Barnes' penalty. Let's not talk about them, because there's a list of them as long as your arm, which is points that we've been cost, and there's reasons. That's the point I'm making. There's reasons why we are where we are. And hopefully in the second half of the season, during which historically we always outperform the first half, we'll be looking back at this time and I'll be saying, I told you so.
Okay.
And you'll all be eating oodles and oodles of humble pie.
Again, nothing but emotional, no thought process, just hoping and hoping and hoping, whinging about other fans. Criticism, instead of criticizing who was actually performing.
Who's whinging about other fans?
Yeah,
what have I said about other fans?
Negative. You call everybody negative. You call them not match-going fans. You know, all of that nonsense. That makes no sense. At the end of the day, instead of criticizing who is actually performing like this day in and day out. And by the way, I urge folks.
I'm criticizing the players.
I urge you, please, all of you, go and watch as much as you can, especially on the key plays. You know, you watch the highlights and you see the key plays, probably this minute, that minute, that. Go and skip through the watch along and watch him react to that game. He is a fraud. Mighty Win is a fraud. Should be jailed for being a fraud. Watch him react to that game and then have the audacity to come out on the match reaction, come in today and whinge about other fans overreacting, being negative and all of that nonsense. Watch him react to that. You don't have to go far. Just go yesterday's game and see the true reaction. So, flip-flopping, you're one of the best. Let me know with some comments.
What have I said? Was that it was a
total opposite of what you're saying now?
No, not the opposite. What am I saying now, which contradicts what I was saying yesterday?
Everything.
Like what? What? Come on, tell me what.
Eddie out then, and now you're not, because it doesn't fit your narrative. Anyway, let's go with some comments here. We got a lot of star comments. Please call us now, folks. What are you waiting on? 0191-916-8864. Take everybody to task, me or Win, or both of us. Call it, or just give your opinion. Call us now, 0191-916-8864. We got some comments here. Shamrock Bowles says, I heard you saying 23 points, Chris. I was like, yeah, that's right. Shamrock also says, watch the highlights this morning. If Newcastle also took their chances, we'd still have won 6-3.
Correct. Well, I reckon 6-5 minimum.
Yeah, and that happens all the time in football, where you score 6 and 5 goals. We 7 goals as well. You know, we see it all the time. It happens everywhere.
Our XG was more than one above theirs.
Oh, the XG, the lovely XG. Okay, now, man, stats have broken the game completely. I got a super chat here from Waza. Chris is like a kid with the poo stick. Chase me. There you go. Lovely, Waza. Thank you very much, buddy. Don't forget you can super chat and throw in a couple of quid our way and help support the channel. Fancy a change says the margins in the Premier League football are small. People look at the table too much. Yeah, over time it shows, but anyone can beat anyone on the right day. We win away, and that's all that matters. Is fancy a change? Anybody can
That's
beat anyone,
unusual
but-
for fancy a change.
anybody can win in the Premier League. It's the same winners every year, same contenders every year. The same people get relegated every year. So I don't know about all that.
Because 38 games is what it's about.
Okay.
38
20
games.
says the Mackhams have City at home and Spurs away, and we're only 2 points behind them with Palace and Leeds at home. And that's the point that we're talking about the Mackhams, is if they are Man City. That's the problem. How far we've fallen. Dean, keep up the amazing work on this channel. All the best for 2026. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it, Dean. Fancy a change. I'm sure Wynn said he was how out the other day. Well, no. But he has here. He has no consequence. He can just flip flop like anything.
What I said was, right now I am how out because I think that this was after the Man United game, because I thought that was good. That result meant that there's no way could we be within striking distance of the Champions League. Typical Premier League, all the results went our way because anybody can beat anybody, as Fancy a Change has just said, which means that the good result today, which was the last Christmas match, put them exactly where I want us to be. I mean, obviously I would prefer us to be higher, and we could have been higher, a lot higher, if things had gone our way. 13 points lost from losing positions. Think about that.
Not listening to you, can't think about that. It feels like everything is great. Chris Richardson, the mighty flip-flop win. There you go. Niall Powell, win is like a politician lies. There you go.
No lies.
Wilby Farmer, do Eddie Howe's tactics have anything to do with players not being able to execute basic actions?
Nope.
He would put in 5-5-5, but if they can't create space, cross, or shoot, we are still doomed. If they're not performing, take them out. Why do you keep playing the same idiots all over again if they're not performing? So easy. It's so easy to determine whether it's his fault or not. So easy. Don't play them. No. If they're not listening to me, I don't play them. And if anybody has an issue with that, they're not executing the game plan. At this point, you're fighting for your life, man. At this point, you got to make it. You've got to do what's best for Newcastle United, and not keep playing the same draws all the time. That's the point. The good thing about Wynn doing this and pointing at the scores is that it's this season. I wouldn't even be doing it if I was him, because next game it'll be the same draws, and then he won't be doing that, and then it'll be the exact same thing. So again, go and watch that Burnley game until Burnley made a cuck up, and it was basically an open goal from Bruno. He was holding onto his seat, and not just by his arms and hands. Trust me, he was clinging onto his seat. He was knackered. Go watch that game. We have to thank he gets on here, and we got to thank other people's results, other teams losing, other teams not performing. That's Newcastle United now.
No, that's not Newcastle United.
We have to celebrate
the Premier
Burnley.
League.
We have to celebrate Burnley cooking it up for us to celebrate a win. You see what I'm saying? For us to clarify that we're going to win this game. That's the problem. And we needed Aston Villa last season.
So what's your solution?
I told you my solution already, man. I told you my solution. Eddie Howe needs to be going at the end of the season. We just need to get as many points as we can this season. But I have the duty to come in here and talk about what happened on the pitch. Not just say score sheet 3-1, let's go home. I don't do that. That's not what I get paid for. Not at all. You might get paid to be a happy clapper and just not see anything past the score line. But I have to sit here for an hour or 2 hours to talk about something. And we got to analyze what happened on the pitch. And trust me, there were a lot more to be negative. There's a lot more negative about that performance than positive. And if you don't think that's the case,
who sat there for
then you're
4 hours yesterday on the very program that you're telling everybody to go and watch, criticizing and complaining? I did.
There you go. And then when the match is done, you forget about all of that. You flip flop.
I don't forget all about all that at all.
Yeah, you
I've never
did,
said
man.
I forget all about that.
Hold on, we got a caller here. Good morning. Well, actually, good afternoon now. How are you? What's your name?
Hi, sorry. My name's Snacks.
Snacks? What's
Yeah.
your name?
SNAXX.
Snacks.
Lovely. Where are you from, mate? Where are you calling us from?
Have you got a sandwich bar?
From UK, Southeast London.
You're from Sunderland.
From
Sunderland.
Southeast London.
Oh, Southeast London. Sorry about that. I couldn't hear you there. Southeast London, man. Where we got Southeast London? What we got there? What teams we got
So
there?
I just want.
Go on, Snacks. Hello.
Hello. Okay, make sure you're listening to us on the phone now. Don't listen to you. Don't listen on the TV. Do you hear us? Hello. Well, we'll try to get Snacks here in a minute. Yeah, but we'll try to get him on. Call us now, folks. Have your say 0191-916-8864. South London. What's in South London? What teams we got in South London?
Crystal Palace, Brentford.
All right. So there we go. Let's see what we got going on as far as the comments is concerned. Chris Richardson, Murphy's chance was offside because of Wissa. So great, we created an offside change. There you go. And people counted too. You know, win was counted. It's part of it. Don't knock him like that, man. Don't knock it. It doesn't matter, man. It would have been. It would have been if it was a goal. Gavin Fuller. We have been
interesting.
We have been dropping back all season. Oh, there we go. We got Snacks back. Snacks, how are you, mate?
Hi, Chris. I'm good, bro. Sorry, I was trying to watch it at the same time, and obviously it didn't work. It's fine. I'll put you on my laptop instead while I talk to you. So I was just thinking, like, you know what you were saying before about, you know, like, like we got so excited to beat Burnley, right? But this is a team that should be like top 4, top 5 team, correct?
Are you talking about Newcastle or Burnley?
No, I'm talking about Newcastle.
Wow. Okay, now, man.
Not Burnley, Newcastle.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously there's a big issue there when we're celebrating like we won the Champions League. You know,
it's winning a few. Winning a few. Don't worry. It's winning a few.
So hang on, those Snacks. You're saying we should be top 4, top 5.
I think so. With the amount of money we've spent, and seeing as everyone, apart from probably me and a few people, think that Eddie Howe should not be in this job, but apparently he's a world-class manager, according to you as well.
Not according to me.
Yeah. So why are we 14th right now? And why are we celebrating like a lucky win against Burnley? And secondly, did you see that? Obviously, you watched the Man United match. They gave us 75% of possession for 45 minutes, and we still couldn't even score. So,
and that's Eddie Howe's fault.
In my opinion, we don't have a world-class manager. We don't have any chance of getting to like Champions League this year. I think we have the players, you know. I think they've kind of negated Eddie Howe's lack of, you know, what is it called? Like the lack of management know-how. So in-game management, like, you know. Yesterday, he waited till 70 minutes to even make this up. You saw Bruno was, you know, we got the goal, but you saw him walking on the pitch. He couldn't run. He had given up. Tonali had given up because he couldn't run either, you know. But we do have midfield backup. We do have plenty of players in midfield to just come on. I know they're a bit shittier, like Willock. I know like people say, oh, he's doing quite good now. I don't rate him. Ramsey, I don't rate either. But do you understand what I mean? Like, you know, I think we are literally like a mid-tier table because of management, but not because of the players that we have. Tonali has down tools, obviously, for whatever reason, because probably he's knackered. Joe Linton's come back after a bit of an injury and looked real good yesterday, and that's what we want. But obviously, we need better wingers, and I would have preferred yesterday for him to play Gordon on the right and Harvey Barnes on the left.
Right.
I don't know what you guys think.
Let's just dissect what you said for a minute there.
You're speaking common sense, mate. You're speaking common sense.
So you think we should be 4th or 5th because of all the money we've spent? Well, we're 9th biggest spenders in the league, not 4th or 5th. You think that we've got? Hang on. You think we've got the players, so it's the manager's fault, and yet the players we've got to replace the tired players that you want replaced are shitty players, according to you. So do you not see the contradiction in your own argument there?
No, not at all, Snacks. I got your back, man. You're speaking sense.
No, the players that we have on the bench are good enough to get us a result. Definitely, they're shit players, not shit players. They're not world class players or anything like that, but they're good enough. They're good enough. You know, you either play Walter Marder up front and bring Wissa on, or you do it the other way around. You do Gordon and let's say Gordon on the left, Barnes on the right, and you bring Murphy on. That's pretty decent. In the midfield, you bring Ramsey on, you bring Willock on. They're okay to they're not going to score goals, but they can save. Let's say they can save like Bruno from having to do 90 minutes every time when he's absolutely knackered. They can do a good job when Tonali has to come off because he looks absolutely shattered and he doesn't look like he's even in, last couple of games doesn't even look like he's, playing very well because obviously he has some illness or something like that, right?
So here again, Snacks, you're saying you should do what you said and then bring Murphy, Willock and Ramsey on. What did he do?
If you're waiting for 17 minutes before you're going to make subs, I think bring on people. Why not? Bring on a whole load bring on at least 4 at that time. Save them for the next game, isn't it? Bring on Murphy. Bring on Willock. Bring on Ramsey. Whatever.
That's exactly what he did.
The game out.
That's exactly what he did. Brought on Willock, Murphy and Ramsey. That's exactly what he did.
Yeah, but too late, isn't it? Too late. He's already. Bruno was looking dead. Yeah, correct. I know that. You don't have to agree with me, but I know that. Tonali was looking dead as well. Should have changed them at 55, 60 minutes, not for the last 20 minutes. It's not going to help us in the next game because these guys are already knackered. Go back and watch the highlights. Look at Bruno. He was walking. He was like a walking zombie.
How dare you, man? Snacks. You're not supposed to talk about Bruno here, man, or Gordon. You're not supposed to criticize them. They're great. And don't ask me why.
I'm not criticizing, but what I'm saying is you play a human being for that many games. Of course, he's going to struggle. But I watched him walk and walk.
But but Bruno raises his arms up to the fans, man. Don't you see that's a positive?
So
no, of course I do. He will always do that. He'll do that even if he's lying on the floor with a broken leg. Of course, he's our champion. He's our number one. But what I'm saying to you is, like, you know, save him, isn't it? Because the next game he wouldn't be able to play like this. It's only a few days away. You know, these guys are struggling because there's no one to replace them. Yeah. Ramsey came in a couple of games. You know, he started to look a little bit okay, but he's not for me personally. I know a lot of people don't like Joe Linton at the moment. They think, you know, but you know, I think he's still our guy. I think on the left of that three, Joe Linton is still our guy. Yeah? Ramsey hasn't proved anything really. He's done okay. That's fair. Yeah? He's done okay, but he's not you know, he's not any better. He's not gonna do anything different.
Mm.
He was supposed to do something different. He was supposed to be like, you know, this like powerhouse that goes and scores goals or does passes and stuff, but he's not.
No,
I think
Ramsey was bought. Ramsey was bought because the cry out at the time, and Eddie himself, and I think our main problem this season, or one of the main problems, is that we've tried to go from being an all-action, intensity is our identity team, into a pep ball, keep ball, tippy-tappy, keep possession team, which the players are seemingly incapable of doing. Ramsey was specifically brought in because he isn't a runner as such. He was thought to be more technical.
So whose fault is that, man?
But that's even worse. The fact that you thought Ramsey was brought in at that much money to change the way that we play. Come on, you've seen how many like
I don't agree with
players
it.
that are out there, more technically adept players.
Win is a guy that doesn't agree with any, you know, with Eddie Howe, but then he defends him and agrees with him at the same time.
It can't be. All we have from the first transfer market, we brought in like technically good players. What's happened is I think, like, I'm just making so much assumptions here, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't really care about. We look like all we're doing is like marathon training in the times between games. Mm-hmm. We're not working on technique. We're not working on shooting. We're not working on passing, because passing is probably the worst I've ever seen in the last 4 years. I'm just talking about the Eddie Howe era.
Snacks. Yeah? We got other snacks. We gotta make it short, because we got other people trying to call. So finish your point.
Okay. All right. No, that's it. I just think that's it. I think we've gone so much about athleticism over like football and technique. It's like, do you play football in training? I don't think so. I think it's just more just running.
Well, and that's
running.
If it's physical training, it ain't working.
Well, listen. At the end of the day, you know, some fans says we playing tippy tappy. Some fans say we playing like you said, you know, runners.
We're not playing tippy tappy. We're not Barcelona. Who's doing tippy tappy?
The problem is that's
very much.
See you, Snacks. Thank you for calling us, man. Thank you for calling us, man. The problem is that's the problem, that nobody knows nothing. We don't know how we're playing because there's nothing. When we play, there's nothing to say. We play like nothing. Like nothing at all. That's the problem. That we don't have a way of playing. We don't have nothing. That's the biggest problem.
We have lost our identity.
No, there's no such thing as that, man. You know, we lost. We don't play like we did before. We don't play like anything new. We don't play like anything. Call us now and have your say. 0191-916-8864. There's a few people trying to call there, so call us now that the line is open. Meanwhile, let's go back into the comments there. Bruno has lost his magic hat. Oh, God forbid you saying that, man. Please don't say that. Gavin Fuller, we have been dropping back all season. It has to be an instructional. Otherwise, why is he not screaming at them from side? Exactly the point. Exactly my point. exactly my point, man. And
And mine.
don't you understand that? Don't you understand that it all leads back to him? Don't you there no way? Listen, I've done this for months now. I'm telling you from personal experience. I've done this for months. I've trying to analyze. I don't want to say Eddie out. I don't want to say Eddie out. I don't want to say Eddie out. I've defended him even without wanting to, even realizing that it's a stupid way of thinking. Just defend him for no reason. But I've been defending him, and at the end, I just couldn't no more. So it's over for me. Nothing he can do can change anything this season. Warren Denning calling us now.
Remind me if I'm ever on trial, not to have
Warren,
you
you
as
sound
my
different.
defense lawyer.
Okay. Warren, good afternoon.
Was that?
Hello, chaps. How are you?
Well,
Could I-
very
could I
good.
just do a
Our health
sing
is
song
our health
before
is
we
not in
start?
question.
Can we
What?
have a little sing song before we start?
Yeah?
What?
What do you want to say?
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to see Newcastle win away. Hey!
Whoa, jingle bells, Batman smells. Proves that we're
Robin ran away.
You're out your
Yes, we know
mind,
that
man.
one now win.
Yeah,
It's just who we are, mate. It's just who we are.
yeah.
See, there you go. Look at the spirits. Hey,
we
man.
don't get to
See
sing
that?
it
It's
very
not doom
often.
and gloom, but you know what I mean? Just pick it up, man. Well, it's a win.
Yeah.
The win's a win-win.
Of course it is. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's your
And
blues.
you know what it is? Nice time to regroup, isn't it, Win? Eh?
It is.
Nice time to regroup for New Year. Let's start all over again as if the season's starting. And
Yeah.
let's have a good transfer. You know? Just like we should have done at the beginning of the season. Let the season start
Absolutely.
January the 1st. Thank you very much.
There you go. Short and sweet. Is he gone?
Right? That's it.
No,
Oh,
he's
all
That's
right.
all I needed to say. That's,
Good
you know
for
what I mean?
you.
Somebody says I'm pissed as a fart. I mean, how am I? It's just afternoon, man. Give us a chance.
And well,
No,
there you
no,
go. You
I
said
do what I mean.
you said
The
your
old
piece,
Lees
man.
is
You said
in.
your piece.
Well, the way
I'm not-
supporters.
I'm not drunk. I'm just happy. There's a difference, man. I'm happy.
Exactly.
I woke up happy. The sun is shining in Newcastle, and it's just a happy day.
It's always a good day when we've just won. Always.
Exactly. Yeah.
Uh,
So
Make the
all
most of it.
all the losses we've had, it's been miserable. So why can't we be happy when we win? Come on, Chris.
Because
Let's
you
be
can't.
happy.
Because you can't
Happy,
lie.
happy, happy.
Because you can't lie.
Smileys.
Oh, would you look at this win? By the way, look at media doesn't do anything. I just refreshed my Twitter page. It's BBC Sport Timing where Eddie we trust or how out? Where do you stand on the debate beginning around Eddie Howe's future at Newcastle? But no, media's not talking about that. It's only online wingers from
No.
America,
You said
probably. Well, from-
Eddie has been
from-
asked
no,
about that.
He has, and
No, he
on
hasn't.
top of that, but also BBC Sport Timing where bringing this up. But no,
Obviously.
it's just no. It's just American wingers, man. Nothing, probably from London, probably from South London.
Yeah, get me
By the way,
West
Brentford is
London,
when
because we
somebody
need a
said
referee. Yeah.
Brentford is from West London. You said South London, so you are proper knackered as usual. Mighty win. But would you look at
Brentford,
that? How
South
dare? Did anybody not bring up a win? You might want to email BBC Sport Tinyware, man. They shouldn't be doing that.
But-
It's not fitting the agenda.
You're both
Why
on yellow cards, by the way. I'd be wary if I were you.
Why
Why
should
gotta be sent
BBC
off?
not be doing that?
Because no, man, everything local. The media is not nobody's reporting any of this, man. Everything is hunky dory. It's just
No.
online. It's just online wingers, man.
No.
Come on.
What I said to you early on when you made your false statement
No, I
that
didn't.
Eddie has been asked about, and Eddie hasn't been asked about any of it ever.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has.
Maybe he should be. In actual fact, he should be asked.
But why? There's no issues. It's just online wingers. We don't need to bring them. They're not relevant. Those social media clowns are not relevant, man. Us social media clowns are not
I'm
relevant.
actually on.
Yeah, you are, but
yeah.
you're about to not be. So go on and tell
I'm
us.
about to not be. Oh, that's charming, Nick.
Last thoughts,
Flipping
Warren.
Chris Pooh stickhead.
Last thoughts,
That's
Warren.
not nice, that, like. Okay, bye then. If you're going to be like that, bye.
There you go, man. Well, listen. See you later, man. See you later.
See you.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care. There you go, Warren. And appreciate it very much indeed. Call us now 0191-916-8864. I'm just scrolling through here, man. Look at that. Well, Geordie Josh, he can be an odd one, but he's a Geordie. He's a Geordie. Look good. Let's see what he said to say. 3 points, but do not let the abysmal performance be overshadowed. This is a team who are second bottom and are winless in 13 in a row. They better sort it out. But he's a Geordie though, man. And he's on social media. That's right. He's on social media. That's right.
He's spot on.
He's a social media clown. Oh, he's not a clown, but he's spot on. But we're not. It must be a discrimination against Americans. My goodness, man, we can't have that. Oh, look at this,
This
man.
big chip on your shoulder.
No, not at all. You disagree. You want to go against me. I'm saying it's the exact same thing than True Geordie, than Geordie Josh.
Yeah, are you listening?
And all these little social media. No,
are you
I'm
listening?
not listening. I'm not listening.
Separate
but when I say
statements.
when I criticize the team, you say that I'm whinging, negative, and all of this bollocks. So what's the difference? There's no difference. I'm saying the exact same thing.
Right. Saying exactly what I said about the performance was dross. Right?
And what? So what's the difference?
Right. So we all agree the performance has been dross. Something needs to change. Eddie Howe is to blame for a lot of it would appear. However, that is a completely different statement to me saying the only thing that will have any influence on the board is what happens in the stadium. And that's a fact.
No, it isn't. No, you're still
Eddie
living
Howe
in the 50s, man.
is not
You're still
under
living in the
pressure
50s.
until the 52,000 fans turn.
So why the BBC Sports Town and we're asking that question? The
Because
52,000,
they've
the
got to be
52,000.
relevant, they've got to get clicks, they've got to make money.
Okay, there you go. All right, that makes sense then. Okay, there you go. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, but you're right because the 52,000 only fans that Newcastle have, they're not turning on them. So we'll see what the other idiots that waste their time watching Newcastle United waking up at 3 a.m. or 2 or 1 a.m. Those are not fans. Those are just idiots doing that for no reason. Let me go some more comments here.
They're as much a fan as I am, but he ain't going to influence Eddie in or Eddie out as much as I am.
Right. David Veach, as much as I am, would you look
well,
at
me
that, man?
being one of the 52 who go to the match.
Wow, that is insane, that. Anyway, man. David Beach, if I underperform in business, I would be sacked. Why is the manager or players at our club any different? It shouldn't be. And Gavin Fuller, we have been dropping back all season.
Hang on,
It has
hang
to be
on.
an interaction.
He will be sacked if he underperforms.
Yeah, he's not underperforming.
I'll tell you at the end of the season.
Oh wait, what the heck, man? Listen, we got Tony. I got a bone to pick with Tony, because Tony let me down. Tony let me down yesterday. Tony, good afternoon. How are you? The person that I used to know, I no longer interact with. Tony,
Yes.
how are you?
Hunky dory.
I'm just being nice, but I'm just speaking to you because I have to right now. But otherwise,
Happy Christmas, Tony.
Happy Christmas, man. Christmas is going, man. What the heck? Happy New Year's Eve. That's to be more. Hey. So
you got your bones to pick.
well, I do got a bone to pick because yesterday you were a bedwetter. You were wetting the bed yesterday on the chat because you wouldn't allow us to talk about the game because you thought it was
Actually,
negative.
you're slightly wrong there, Chris.
No.
I don't think you realise why I left the chat, do you?
No, actually, I do, and it was because some idiots were making fun of Jordan, and
I
and so
think that's out of order, to be honest.
that is obviously so we allow everybody here to comment and have their say and voice their opinion. So people in the chat, you need to be respectful and not assume things or make fun of people. Don't be idiots. Have some common sense and be respectful. And mods, do not tolerate anybody like that. Warn them.
I mean, fair play to
Kind of
Gary.
out.
He did point it out
Yeah,
in the chat.
yeah.
So.
But second of all, you were calling us negative. You're calling me more than likely, probably.
No, it's Bogue. I don't want to stick at people, but Bogue, he just depresses me. He's constantly just sniping, and he only sees negative in everything. And even, like, when we scored the third goal, I saw Gary and Wayne both jump up for joy, going, yeah! And Bogue generally looked disappointed. A proper doom-monger. Like, he wanted
Oh, I
us to
need to
lose
go back and look at
yesterday
that.
because
And go back and look at Mighty Win reacting to that and see and look and listen to him now. It's two different people. Anyway, but the thing is, Tony, because I was thinking about this, I mean, now you're clarifying that the just double stating that you don't like Boki, which we already knew that. But
Boki's great, man.
But no, but the thing is that when I was watching you comment, I was like, man, surely, I literally thought about it as I was watching your comments there. I'm like, surely, how can anybody look at this and say, wow, we won, man. We're so excited. How can anybody do that?
Can I ask you with one thing real quick?
Yeah.
You obviously know where Burnley are in the league. Do you know what they've done in their last few games? Or are you just kind of assuming because you see the results?
No, I don't. If you're asking me if I watch Burnley, maybe you watch Burnley every day. I don't. So I
No,
don't.
but my point is they pretty much have the same sort of pattern in a couple of their last previous games, like Crystal Palace at home. Do you know we're the first team to score more than 2 goals against them at their ground? Not to bum that too much because it's not exactly amazing.
Well, not strictly true, Tony. Fulham did.
Crystal Palace Burnley had 10 shots against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace only had 3. We had more shots than Thingy yesterday, only slightly, but and they did the same against. I can't remember who it was, but they've had another game this month where they've also pretty much done the same. Where all the Burnley have the same problem as we kind of seem to have. They can't finish the dinner, as Win would say.
Yeah,
they're not crap. It's just they can't score for crap.
But against us, I couldn't believe I was scared of Burnley last night, and that's my issue, man. Thank you for the super chat. The Waza says, Tony, don't pick on Boki. That's my job.
Don't pick on Boki 9 buttons. That's my job.
But my situation here, man, is again, to me, I've already said what I need to say as far as Eddie Howe is concerned. We need to get as many points. And you know what? Actually, I've been thinking this whole show, I need to just relax. I think,
do you know what it is with you, Chris? You're giving up on Thingy, How, and to be honest, I am sort of the same. But the difference is, I go, right, it's not good enough this season, but can we recover to a point where at least we get some form of Europe? Where I'm looking at the next game, going, yesterday wasn't good enough performance-wise. We got the result, that's the main thing. But the next time we play, if we put on a performance and we start, because sometimes a result can breed confidence, not always, but if it does and we then get a decent result and performance against Crystal Palace, are you still on the doom train, or do you then go in, do you know what, maybe we are improving?
The problem is
because that's why I'm trying. I mean, my patience seems like it's a bit more, what do you call it, than yours. You've obviously already lost your patience with Howe, and that's fair enough. I generally don't think he's good enough. The only problem I have with you, Chris, sometimes is I do have to ask: are you like the head of the Tonali fan club or something? Because anytime someone brings up Tonali's not playing well, you deflect it straight onto Bruno for some reason.
Well, because nobody mentions Bruno. Nobody ever criticizes Bruno. That's why I bring him up. Because I've against Man United. No, I didn't come on against Man United. I think against Chelsea maybe. Against Chelsea he had a good game.
Chelsea. I think it was Fulham. I think you're thinking of the Fulham game because you started against Chelsea.
Well, wherever. Not too long ago, I came out and said tonight it was draws. Or maybe it was Man United that was in the chat or something like that.
I'll be honest, I think the whole midfield's not working because that's where I think a lot of.
But the thing is that the result,
we're not creating and the ball breaks down there.
The thing is, one thing I can't stand is injustice. So I show up in a stand up for some folks, and it's easy. Again, last season the same thing about Harvey Barnes again this season. Poor Harvey Barnes, Voltamata, Tonali. That they're more Voltamata than in Harvey Barnes this season. Tonali's draws a lot of games now, and I voice it out. But the fact is, that's it. Tonali. But what about the other guy that plays so inconsistent?
There's three people in midfield, so just
inconsistent.
blame it Tonali or Bruno. I think it's a little bit unfair.
So inconsistent. Bruno's so inconsistent. But nobody brings that up. You know what I mean? The heart of the team is harder. Well, this heart has got.
Obviously, people can play bad, but do you not then look at like hard stats? And when you look at Tonali's stats this season, because he does take most of the corners and free kicks, and he's got 1 assist in the Premier League. That's not good enough.
Of course. Well, you can look at it that way, of course. But his stats weren't inflated either. Last season, he was the best player for the team. So
we're talking about last season now, though.
No, not at all. Gordon again being defender left and right. He hasn't played good and played one good game one good half against Chelsea, and then after that he's been knackered for a few years, man. So again, he had one great season for Newcastle United. All of a sudden he's God and he can't play. I fight for justice for Harvey Barnes, for Walter Mata, who gets scapegoated all the time. He's not a proper center forward. You see Wissa again, man. It's
I think
team
with that,
thing.
though, I generally do think Howe doesn't think he's got anything on the right, and that I think he's trying to push Barnes onto the right for whatever reason.
Sorry.
Even though I do think Barnes is being punished for then having good performances on the left by being shoved onto the right, which I don't agree with.
But again, then that's Gordon. We know we got a great Barnes on the left. He's earned that spot. He should be playing there. If you need to absolutely play Gordon no matter what, then play him on the right. And listen, you play and do what you need to do, man. But I can't jeopardize my team or jeopardize us performing well or trying to, do that by just switching things around just to fit Gordon. That makes no sense. No,
it doesn't. But it's because the other, unfortunately, Murphy's not punching above his weight like he was last year. And Alanga's doing nothing. We don't seem to have anything else on the right. And then
that would put Gordon there, actually.
I would argue with, I can't remember who said, even though I don't think Gordon's brilliant on the right, I would try him on the right and let Barnes, who's playing well at the moment, play on the left. But that's probably not the long-term answer either.
Well, again, if I would be absolutely happy playing Gordon, it's insane, but I would be absolutely happy playing Gordon every match on the right. Every match. Regular starter, guaranteed. Although he's playing not good. One good game doesn't change anything. But I will play him every time on the right because we don't have anybody on the right, and I think he can do a job. But the point is, Tony, he doesn't want to. First of all, Gordon doesn't want to do it because he'll be an assist player in a part of the team, and he wants to be the main guy, man. He wants to be the one scoring penalties. He wants to be the guy, and we got people like Wynn who like that, who like him. They just like him. I don't know why, but he just likes him. And
we don't win that game without him yesterday.
Okay.
So another criticism I've seen a lot of people have in the chat and on the panels is, he doesn't make the changes quick enough. But when we have made changes, have they ever really made a difference?
Well,
that again is a problem.
He's never made proactive changes. He's never said,
the argument is he only makes changes when we're losing and so on and so forth. But we weren't losing yesterday. Made changes, and it didn't make a great deal of difference. We were still playing the same bland, scared football as we were playing beforehand.
He makes like-for-like changes.
Well, actually, he didn't yesterday. And when he did, I could see Bulky and Gary like, what was that about? It's like, well, you don't like it now that he's made changes where they're not like-for-like. Because I think he took, who did he bring on? Wynn will probably remember because he did the game. But it was... he brought on what's his name, Ramsey and so on and so forth, and took off Gordon, and that wasn't like for like.
Well, he's also put Miley on the right. That's not like for like, but I mean,
that's not due to that's more to lack of options rather than him thinking Miley suits that position.
No, you put Murphy on for Barnes.
But after that, he then made about 3 changes.
And then he put Ramsey on for Gordon, because we were trying to work out what the formation was.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because when Bulky was criticised, it's always like for like, and then he makes a bunch of changes, and then it almost looked like he wanted to criticise, but then realised, hang on, I'm usually the one who's criticising him for doing like for like.
And the main question is that he will not play with Wissa and Voldemara. And you're now.
Well, I hope he does. I really hope he does, because I sit there going, "What is he doing?" Obviously, I then try to look at the positives and go, "Right, it wasn't brilliant performance, but can this be the sort of booster pad for us to go for, to actually maybe have a bit more positivity in the next couple of games? Or are we going to get like what you've kind of said, we sort of start like guns blazing and then sort of fall backwards?
Well,
one real quick one, by the way. I do kind of have to agree with Wim with one thing when he was saying the crowd that does make to a manager staying or going. Because I think I remember a lot of people at the time said the only reason that Steve Bruce kept his job is because there was no crowd around COVID.
That's right.
He
would have been gone long before he was gone if it hadn't been for playing in front end.
And there was no crowd anyway because the season tickets were on sale a lot of the times. And after the takeover, some of the folks saying there's a weird takeover fans. Some of those local fans after the takeover, they started buying season tickets. You tell me why. But anyway,
in 2020, when there was no fans there, a lot of fans was basically agreeing at the time that he would not have lasted till Christmas if we had fans in the stadium.
Because again, it was kind of at the dawn of social media as we know it now, and Craig Hope was the only journo. Craig Hope was the only journo who was reflecting in the press room the negativity that was floating around everywhere else. And of course, he got bored.
No. That is absolutely bollocks. Talking about dawn.
I don't agree with it being the dawn of.
What are you on about, man? Social media.
It wasn't the dawn of.
You might have got the social media.
Get what Wynn's saying. I think he more means the dawn of Newcastle.
Well, you're absolutely spot on because I only discovered YouTube during COVID.
That don't mean that everybody else wasn't on YouTube or Twitter. Come on, man. I think
what it means is because it gives it more of a platform because no one knew who like half of these YouTube people were until the last couple of years. I'd never heard of the Toon Review or the True Geordie and that until about 4 or 5 years ago.
Well, True Geordie, I think we have been doing. He's been doing his rant and all that stuff before.
And just so I don't look like I'm kissing Wynn's ass, I would say, Wynn, I'm sure you said 3 points. We had to be within 3 points.
I did.
So you have slightly modified it to now it's 4 points.
He's definitely been modified.
But hang on, if you remember the actual show when I said 3 points, I said touching distance, and they said the debate that was going on in the studio then was, what's touching distance? And somebody said, I says, right, 3 points, 1 win. So it's 4 points now. Big deal.
Yeah, you keep making, you keep moving.
And
Tony,
obviously, that if a couple of teams win tonight or whenever it is on the 1st, that could become 5 or 6, could it not?
It could, and I'm saying that will not alter my opinion.
It won't. Yeah, okay, all right. That's fair enough. So hopefully, I'm trying to stay a bit more positive. Although I am of the case, if we do not win our next couple of games, I'm still basically going, "How you're not doing enough." Thanks,
yeah, and so am I.
But
and
Tony,
I think that's where. Anyway, yeah. Well, I've probably spoken enough. So
no, you're great, man. You're great. Call us again, of course. We need your call, and don't be leaving because we don't say what you want to hear, man.
I'm not doing that, like you said.
Or else I won't speak to you.
But the other bit was me just going, I can't be doing with people being negative towards someone.
Absolutely, and you were spot
on.
on.
No, that part, yes, of course. All right, Tony. Cheers, mate. Have a good one, buddy. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, all the best, son. Ta-da.
There you go. That was Tony there. Call us now. I think Glenn Atkinson was trying to call and have his say. Call us now, folks. 0191-916-8864. A lot of hate towards the American mag, man. Typical Yank, no balls, no none of that. Let me tell you something. I'll be in Newcastle, and if you feel froggy, you step to me and see what happens. Step to me, baby. We can dance anytime you want to. Glenn Atkinson calling us now. Glenn, how are you? Good morning, mate.
Hello, Chris. Are you all right?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How are you?
How's Wynn doing? Is he all right?
Top of the pops, mate. Top of the pops.
He's celebrating the Champions League, man.
3-1. That'll do it, my man.
Top of the pops. Well, 3-1, it'll do me as well, Wynn. Well, I agree with Wynn. I think he's correct in what he's saying. I think we can give him the benefit of the doubt because he's 1 point away from what he was saying. So, I think he's right to still stick by Eddie.
Yeah.
because we're not too far away.
It's literally it's
I
a
agree with
thread.
him.
It's a thread. And I think
I agree with you.
I think that thread is where an awful lot of people are. An awful lot of people are there.
Yeah, me included.
Yeah.
I was hoping that we might have sounded a little bit different last night because, I mean, I feel like I've watched this same 4-3-3 for the last 4 years on repeat now, and I just feel like my brain needs freshened up with something. And I feel if I feel like that, I'm guessing a lot of them players are going to feel like that as well, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, I agree. At the end of the season, we're going to see what players do, what they want to do, and that's going to be the biggest concern.
Yeah.
How they look, because we can hear, Glenn, you can sit there. Wait, Glenn, where are you from, by the way? I forgot where you're from.
I'm just in Washington at the minute. I'm just out doing my postman round again, Chris.
And you, but no, but where are you from? Where are you from though? As in where you live?
From South Shields.
South Shields, I forgot. Oh yeah.
And dancer.
You haven't half. You haven't
Stand
half.
dancer.
You haven't half, mate.
But yeah, the last time I was on, you tried to take the makeovers by trying to say that I was a man.
No, but you know, it's we can sit here and say, you know, we're Newcastle fans. This is great. You know, the Carabao Cup. That's it. We don't need to. We don't need to watch football anymore. Blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, finale, you know, these players, they're not going to look at that. They're going to say, look, we won a great cup, but you know, life moves on, and we got to see what this club really wants to do for me to stay, for me to sign another 5-year contract or whatever. So, have we made an improvement this season, just to convince players that come here or stay here? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I think the stadium announcement and the new training ground is going to play a big part in that. I feel like Eddie Howe's making noises in the press at the moment because he might be getting some questions asked by the players in the dressing room, like what's happening with this, what's happening with that. And I think Eddie's saying this, you know, might be saying this stuff in the media now because he might be getting some pressure from inside the dressing room, you know, because the players want to know what's going on themselves, I would imagine.
Yeah, and
well, I think they've made it pretty clear now with PIF that there's going to be nothing happening until 2030.
That's as far as the stadium is concerned,
and that's not going to. Yeah, that's not a really good selling point, is it? Moving forward, you know, when you look at some of the training facilities, some of the other top 6 teams have got, and the new stadiums that other clubs are getting. So we're a bit behind in that department, aren't we?
Yeah, but St James's Park is still a fortress in terms of where.
It is, Wayne. It is. And you know what you just said before when I was walking on my round, you said something, and I thought, you know, you were spot on. And I mean, I had a season ticket. I used to sit in the East Stand underneath the Sky camera, and me and my uncle, we wrapped our season tickets in the season that was sold Andy Carroll.
Yeah.
To Liverpool, and we didn't reinvest that money into the squad, and we just had enough. We just thought, I'm not doing that anymore. And me and my uncle were one of the unfortunate people that chose to wrap the season tickets in to try and get them out of the club. You know, we did it with good intentions.
Yeah, absolutely. You're the one block of fans that I feel incredibly sorry for. Like I say, I was incredibly looking for what happened to me, but because I chucked it as well.
I mean, fair play
at the same time.
Yeah. Fair play with all the lads that did stick it out though, because it was really bad. Like, I mean, it was really bad. No one was singing at the matches. The atmosphere before the game was really poor, and it was kind of a chore, wasn't it? To go.
It was a chore.
Like,
to
you didn't
go.
actually
Indeed
look forward to going to the match. You look forward just to seeing your mates for a pint, didn't you?
Well, I tell you what it is. I had a theory back then, which was that Geordie men kept their season tickets on because it was the only way they could guarantee to get away. Because the one thing Geordie women know is they can't come between a man and his football, and they knew then that if they chucked their season tickets, they'd be in IKEA with their missus the next Saturday. So it was the way going. But the blokes in the bar, because they didn't have the bollocks to say to their missuses, I'm chucking me season ticket, but by the way, I'm still going out with my mates on a Saturday afternoon. And they didn't have the bollocks to do that. And so they kept them on. And the number, the banter that used to go around the bar at the time, you compared it to the Keegan days when, oh, hey, let's get up the ground. It was, oh, bloody hell, well, I suppose we better go up to the ground then. Anyway, we've got a couple of super chats. Was I saying, NUFC Talk TV is mid-table. Do we stick with Chris or get him out? And Tony Tree in the known tree is saying, no hate, Chris. Just don't make a win all negative. So, somebody's saying you're on mute, Chris. In the chat, they're all saying you're muted. Yeah, I can hear you, but I've got moderator Chris is speaking on an insert.
Hello. Nothing. Well,
No,
you guys can hear me.
Is it not?
Hello,
I think
hello,
it might
hello.
be.
There I don't know. It might be Edmux doing something. Anyway, tell folks we gotta go though. We gotta go.
Anyway, we're gonna go, folks. Is what Chris is telling me to tell you.
Oh, they hear me now. Anyway, as I was saying. That Steve makes a great point that I could have also bought a season ticket, and I was criticizing, some local fans. You're right, I could have. I got the excuse that I'm an international fan, but I would buy a ticket now if I had the chance. So I am contradicting myself, but I use that because some say that local fans are the holy ones, and the sacrilege fans are the ones that are away. So there you go. But anyways, listen, Happy New Year's, everybody. Thank you to all the super chatters. Happy New Year's. I hope you guys have a blessed 2025. And as
2026.
God has blessed us through you by watching us. So appreciate all of you for supporting everybody really. So thank you very much indeed. And 2026, here we come, baby. Here we come.
Happy New Year and how is the lads?
Happy New Year, lads.
Happy New Year. Glenn, we'll see you later, buddy. Take care, man.
See you later, buddy.
Have a good one.
See you later, lads. Toon Army.